Okay, there's a couple over here. You know my name. Alright, I didn't have anything prepared, so I decided to write on this very nice napkin in a Sharpie. Not as hard. I'm just gonna make people get mad at me. Alright. But honestly, I don't have anything prepared. I did that for a reason. I feel that when I'm talking a little bit more through my heart, rather than something that I've been thinking about and kind of constructing this entire time. Because I wouldn't read it anyway, I forget what I wrote. And it just seemed a little bit fake to me. And so I wanted to talk to you guys straight, as if we were just in a conversation. So right now, I just want to see just you and me, and you know, there's other 200 people. So, what can I say? Like honestly, I'm looking at the 2 greatest people in my life. And I say 2 because you guys have just become like this couple that everyone has always been saying is that like the model couple, which is true because you also do fight, and I'm right there alongside going, okay. And it's so much fun watching you 2 guys just at all times. So I'll go to San Francisco, I'll hang out with you, and then Angie swears that Steve only can like be like this uppity little boy with me, which makes me feel very, very, very comfy. And I love it. I love that I can hang out with you guys and have as much fun as I want, and I don't have to feel like I have to mature myself around people who are, you know, that I look up to in my life. It really makes me feel good. And I've always wanted to just tell you guys flat out, thanks for being related to me. Because, you know, you had that choice. And Steve, thank you for just, you know, exemplifying what a good person should be. And, you know, today has been this glorious, glorious day. I don't think I've ever had this much fun, and I don't think I've ever been this stressed out. And, Angie, you are just so beautiful. It can make the sun run. Steve, my God, man, you clean up well. Yeah, it's true. He knows it. I just want to say, once again, as I said last night, and I wrote it different. You were a great friend, and now you are a better brother. I love you both very much. Welcome to the family.
Hello everybody, that was Luis, he's the brother of the bride. I want to just say thank you so much to the Reza family for throwing this wonderful party. Great food, great music, and more to come. Of course, thanks to the Tures, far and near, from Tyler to El Paso to San Francisco. Thanks to all Steve's friends from San Francisco for flying out here. A lot of them are in El Paso for the first time, and hope it's a fun time. This is where I grew up. I'm Steve's brother. I'm his big brother, but when I say big brother, people are always like, wait, he's the big one, so they're always surprised, and I have to say he's my younger brother. And I'll try to keep it short. Well, when Steven moved to San Francisco, where I lived, my friends were always surprised, and they say, oh, you have this younger brother, and I say, yeah, I have a younger brother, his name's Steve. You're gonna love him. And I would say this, literally, I'm not making it, I always say, he's like me, but he's smarter and nicer, you'll love him. And it's true. And now that he has his new haircut, I'm compelled to add that he is better looking also. And so he's my brother. I love him. And of course I love Angie. Angie's the greatest woman anyone could ever meet and want to know, and they're the most sweet, special couple. Isn't it strange somehow how people younger than you are more mature and more wise and more wonderful, and then you look at them and you're like, wait, they're younger than me. How can they be so wonderful? Anyway, that's how I feel about them. They've been going out for 10 years, and during some of those years I was single, and I would always think, like, how can they be so good at this relationship thing, and they're younger? So, Part of my job is, as Stephen's brother, to tell an embarrassing story about Stephen. So I went to the original archives. I went to my mother and I asked her for some embarrassing stories about Stephen. And I got many embarrassing stories. And this one was my favorite. Now, my sister tells me that this story is not accurate. She says it's not true, but I'm going to tell it anyway because I like it. I wasn't there, but it was a cute story. So the story is that Stephen went to these parties at Angie's house, and of course now that I know Angie's family, I can tell they must have really fun parties because everyone can sing and everyone's an entertainer and everyone's hilarious, and so I know how he must feel going to these Reza parties, and he felt very insecure and like he was the odd man out and he didn't fit in. This is the story, I'm not sure it's true. And so the story is that he then decided he wanted to fit in, and he had bright blonde hair back then. And the story is, oh, and he went to Cathedral High School, where I also went, which is a Catholic boys' school with a dress code. And anyway, the story is that he dyed his blonde hair black to fit in with the Reza family. I don't know if this is true, but I love this story. That he didn't want to be the only blondie at this party, and so he was like, well, I really want to fit in with this family. And so he went down to Walgreens and got some hair dye, and dyed his hair like magic marker black, just pitch black, so he would fit in. And so then he went to school with this pitch black hair. You can tell me if this is not true. I thought it was a cute story. And he goes to school with his pitch black hair, and the principal says, look, you can't come to school with hair. And they look at the dress code and it says, you cannot have your hair dyed an unnatural color. And Stephen, the story goes, Stephen said, it's not an unnatural color, it's black. It's a natural color. And so they had to change it to describe how unnatural his hair looked, and they said, well, it has to be its own natural color. And so then, the way I heard it was that Stephen was suspended for one day, and he had to go to a hair salon and strip the black dye out of his hair, and it turned pink, and then he had to go back to school with pink hair. All because he wanted to fit in with Angie's family. She thought it was so sweet.
It was bright copper, like penny copper.
Oh, yeah. So that's my embarrassing story. And then I got two more things, and then we have cake cutting. My two more things, what are they? Oh, gosh. One of them is, I was just thinking about it while the Mass was happening today, and I was thinking, this seems so inevitable that they were going to get married because they've been going on for 10 years and they're the perfect couple and they love each other and they're wonderful together. And you can see it coming. For 10 years they're going to get married. People are thinking, when are they going to get married? And this just seems like a formality, like, oh, they're married now. But to me, when I was sitting in church, I was thinking, it's not just a formality and it's not just a thing that was bound to happen. It's it's an act that they took today to really take it to a new level, to really create something new. And it's a bold step, and it took courage, and it's not just something that was taken for granted, and it's not something that we just knew was going to happen. It's something that they worked on, and they worked really hard on it, and so that's how I felt about it. Is that we knew they were going to get married, but it's a special act, and it took a lot of courage, and it's a brave thing, and it's an inspiring thing for me. And my last thing is this. Oh, I was thinking about this. I went to a wedding, and I'm sorry, I'll stop after this. You look bored. I went to a wedding in California, and it was out in Malibu, and the priest had a sweater. He wasn't even a priest, he was just a guy, and he had a sweater. And the way they do weddings in Malibu is, like, there's a lot of psychobabble, and they say, like, well, we've got some good wedding vibes here today, and we want to project our feelings of marriage onto this couple, and anyway, this sort of thing. And one of the themes of the toast that everyone kept saying, that they're getting married in public, in front of everyone, so everyone can see it, so that we can support them and through these hard times they're going to have, where they don't really know each other that well, they're going to have to get to know each other, and it's going to be a hard time, but we're all here. That's why they're doing it in public, so we can all witness them and be their support group. That was the theme of this wedding, that we were there for them, to make this happen for them, and that we had to support them like they were on a 12-step program or something. And I was thinking about that today, and I was thinking it's just the opposite with this wedding, because for the way I feel is that I get more support and inspiration and love just from these two people, and in a way I feel like they're there to help me out, you know, and to show us a good example, because they have the most wonderful relationships and the most wonderful love, and so I feel like it's the opposite, that you're here to help us be better people by getting married. So that's all I got. Thank you so much. Thanks to all the Tures and the Rezas and everyone following me. Coming up soon, cake cutting, right over there, cake at the table.